Tigers unbeaten at home for so long. What's going to happen tonight? The Tigers star man Charlie Ermolenko's on gate 1 here. His recent form's been absolutely superb. In gate 2 it's the Grand Prix star Greg Hancock. Sean Courtney rides from gate 3, and the spectacular but unpredictable Scott Smith is out on gate 4. And there's quite a bit of surface water on the first turn. We'll see how Scott Smith goes when he hits that. The riders were on less than 30 seconds quite some time ago. The referee lenient with Greg Hancock there. And it's Charlie Ermolenko leading the way. Hancock cutting inside him at the first turn there. A brilliant move by Hancock to go to the front. That really was good. Scott Smith's at the back though. And Hancock looking quite superb there. Quite a big contingent of Heathens fans with us tonight. So they'll be looking to Scott Smith to at least put in some kind of challenge from the back. Charlie Ermolenko's been going, I think he would be given an even chance against most riders. But he got caught on the first turn there with a terrific move by Hancock, who looks really fast. Of course, Hancock was very impressive here in the Cup tie, wasn't he, Ewan?
Hancock and Hamill were both very impressive. Certainly Hancock looks in the same form tonight.
Terrific ride there.
So heat number 2 with the score still level. An inside gate for CRADLEY Heath in the white helmet, Steve Knott. Next to Steve, making his return to track. His first meeting since the 28th of April when he injured his ankle at Arena Essex. That's Mick Powell. In yellow and black, 16-year-old John Wilson. He's in gate 3, and on the outside gate in the blue helmet is James Greaves. This is the one area where Tigers look to be stronger than CRADLEY Heath. Mick Powell, it looks like he's first away. Mick Powell leading out the back straight to the Heathens second and third. James Greaves get pushed out wide in the first turn. He's got a lot to do from the back. James coming up on the outside though. I think he's going to go round John Wilson here. He's into third. James now setting off after Steve Knott, and he's got a wee chance I think of catching him. He's on the inside, just behind Knott down the home straight. I think James will go back from his outside line here, try and go right round him. He's nearly there, down the back straight. James keeps the pair on the outside, you'd fancy him to go round him here. So it's Greaves on the outside, keeping the drive on, and he's moving into second I think. It's good riding for James Greaves into the last one. Knott on the inside, trying to come back, but James is through I think. Up front, Mick Powell's winning in style. I think James Greaves finishes second. A good second place here, Mike, and every point's going to be important tonight.
Absolutely, I think Glasgow really wanted that 5-1 because that's the kind of race they've got to hit the Heathens hard in.
Mick Powell certainly be pleased with that comeback ride.
Oh yes, Mick, very natural, isn't he, really? It seems to come back from anything.
5-1 makes 8 points to the Weir Toyota Tigers, 4 points to the Heathens.
Heat number 3, Shane Bowes goes off gate 1 here. Simon Cross will be coming back to ride in gate 2, one of the star heat leaders of the Heathens. David Walsh rides from gate 3, and Tigers could certainly do with some of David's best form. Out on gate 4 it's the young Swede Jonathan Forsgren. Jonathan Forsgren did well here in the cup tie when Heathens were 8, scored 9. But Simon's Cross didn't score any at all, which can't have happened for a long time. He's sure to be able to improve on that tonight, you would think. And it's Bowes and Cross, and Walsh is there as well. Cross is cut to the inside in the same style as Greg Hancock, and he's gone to the front with David Walsh pressing going into the third turn. Well, Cross did well around that first turn. Here's Forsgren battling with Bowes for third place. Bowes getting himself in a bit of a mess there, but Forsgren fallen off in a heap, so he'll want to get himself off the track. And the Tigers pair struggling a bit with the track here, I think, getting themselves tangled up somewhat. What do you think's happened to David Walsh recently, Ewan? It doesn't look the same rider, really.
I don't know if he's just lost his confidence a bit, Mike.
For such a long time, he was almost invincible round here that took it for granted, really.
Maybe a couple of race wins will sort him out again.
Probably will, yeah. Not here though. Simon Cross on his final turn.
Gate number 4 on an inside gate, it's Tiger Scott, James Greaves. Next to James in yellow and black, it's John Wilson, who struggled a wee bit in heat number 2. Jesper Olsen, an unfamiliar number 5 bear for the Tigers tonight. He's coming back from injury. On the outside gate, it's probably the most improved rider of the top men this year, and really doing well in the Grand Prix. It's Billy Hamill. The start, though, it's like Billy Hamill, he gets a brilliant gate. James Greaves in second place, so he's in fact leading from Hamill down the back straight. So it's Greaves in front of Hamill. The thing would come by him here. James trying to keep the power on, though, and he's ahead of Billy Hamill coming out the fourth turn. And it's Greaves that leads after one lap. Greaves still in front, Hamill second. Hamill trying to come up the inside of Greaves. I think he's going through now. A brave first lap from James Greaves, but really Hamill would have been expected to pass him. Greaves trying to come back though. This is a good ride from James Greaves. Coming back up the inside of the American. He's nearly there again. So Hamill looks to be stretching away now. It's taken him 3 laps to shake off James Greaves. That was certainly an exciting ride from James Greaves.
I did well to hang on for so long. The bits of the track that are quite difficult, and Hamill got onto them a couple of times.
The normal service has been resumed after an early scare. Billy Hamill wins it. James Greaves a good second place from him. Jesper Olsen picks up the third place point to share the heat. That 3-3 means it's now 14 points to the Tigers and 10 points to Cradley Heath.
Gate 5 and Scott Smith's the man on gate 1. And Heathens will need some contribution from their second string and reserve department if they're going to have a chance of winning this match. David Walsh rides from gate 2, Greg Hancock is in gate 3, and Shane Bowes in gate 4. And I think we're going to see a pattern of the Tigers trying hard to take some points off the Heathens heat leaders, and the Heathens second strings will be trying to pick up just the odd point here and there that could make all the difference. But at the moment the Tigers have a 4-point advantage, and they haven't had really any problem shutting out the lesser lights of the Heathens. Gets a good start off gate 2. Shane Bowes trying to run round the outside of Greg Hancock, and he's done it. But Hancock comes thundering between the pair of them. Where on earth do they get that speed from? Hancock seemed to lock up more than the Tigers pair on the first turn, but he still had the power to take the lead. But the pattern's developed again that Scott Smith's at the back, and he's the latest tumbler for the Heathens. And really their second strings haven't threatened to pick up any points at all. Even off gate 1 there, Scott Smith nowhere. Shane Bowes chasing hard on Greg Hancock. Certainly feel that the American would have something in reserve if he was under any pressure, but Shane can sometimes come up with some sensational overtakes. Into the last lap now. David Walsh got a good start there, but he's not really in the hunt. So it's Greg Hancock once again, but the 4-point lead stays.
So heat number 6 with the 4-point gap still in place since heat number 2. And inside gate it's Sean Courtney. Next to Sean White, the fastest man round Sheffield this season with 64.4 seconds in the earlier knockout cup match. That's Billy Hamill. Dookie Ermolenko, his compatriot, goes off gate 3, and on the outside in yellow and black it's Steve Knott. Certainly Dookie Ermolenko wanted to put one over either Hancock or Hamill, I think, for just national pride, if nothing else, tonight. And it could be important to the Tigers that he gets in about the Cradley heat leaders. From the start it looks like Billy Hamill and Steve Knott are away first and second. The hole at the inside, if Ermolenko can exploit it, I think he has. Down the back straight, it's Steve Knott. 3 riders abreast into the third turn. Ermolenko on the inside. Hamill cutting back, but it's Ermolenko who leads down the home straight. Ermolenko just in front of Hamill. Hamill turning a really tight corner there. Ermolenko keeping the power on though, and he leads the way. Steve Knott was in third place. Sean Courtney be trying to catch him. It's Ermolenko out in front. Chasing him, the Tigers must be looking for Sean Courtney to make some ground up at the back. But still Ermolenko in front. Hamill not finished though. We're going to the last lap. Ermolenko keeping the power on. Hamill closing right up. And in third place, Sean Courtney's nearly catching Steve Knott. He'll go for a dive up the inside here. I think Sean's going to come through. Ermolenko's going to win it. And in third place it's going to be Steve Knott just holding on. A fantastic race there. A brilliant first lap, and fantastic first lap from Dookie Ermolenko.
It was amazing going into that third turn. The 3 were level. What amazed me most was that Steve Knott stayed on as the other 2 came through inside him. Tremendous.
So for the first time, one of the top 2 from Cradley are beaten. Charlie Ermolenko wins it, but the Heathens I think managed to split it. That'll be 20 points to 16.
Heat number 7 with the stadium buzzing after that last race. Simon Cross goes from the inside gate here. He looked very good in his opening race. Jesper Olsen's in gate 2. Jonathan Forsgren in gate 3, and I think we're agreed he's the key man for the Heathens. And in gate 4 it's Mick Powell, who looked very good in his comeback race. Simon Cross has made an excellent start. He moves the others out. Forsgren's come through inside, but he's made a hash of it. And Mick Powell's gone to the front. Forsgren saw the gap, but he went too close to the other riders and came to pretty much a halt. So Tigers set for another advantage here if Mick Powell can hang on. Cross looks really impressive there, but he's overslid. He had the line right, but he didn't quite get the drive when he needed it. Here he comes again. It's going to be a good race, this one again, I think. Now if Tigers can start getting race winners, that's what the doctor ordered for them. Look at Cross there, he's almost through. He is through, I think. Powell challenges back as they go into the third turn. Another great race. Mick out in the dirt trying to come round the outside, but Cross has squeezed him out. Couple of boos there, but it was fair enough. But as far as the Tigers are concerned, Jonathan Forsgren's at the back, so they've lost nothing. And Simon Cross takes the win, but it's a shared race, and the gap is still that 4 points.
number 8. And there's a key race for the Tigers. They'd really be looking to score it. Maybe a 5-1, maybe a 4-2 would be a better result. They'll keep them only 6 ahead. And inside gate, John Wilson. James Greaves, very impressive so far. He's in gate number 2. Scott Smith goes off gate 3. On the outside, Sean Courtney from gate 4 might try his old cut-back move here in the first turn. Looks like James Greaves will get the fastest start. Scott Smith in second. Sean Courtney is trying to come back under him, but he's at the back. The second race in succession, coming hard underneath Scott Smith now into the third turn. Smith responds. I don't think Courtney's going to get through here. Down home straight, but Courtney's into third. He'll be trying to put pressure on John Wilson. He's coming up the inside of the youngster. Wilson's still in second place on Scott Smith coming back. Sean Courtney putting the back on the inside. Smith gone wide. Wilson still second, holding him up a bit. And Courtney will try the inside again here, and they should go through, I think. Wilson locking up, Courtney on the inside. Looking hard inside him this time. Perseverance from Sean Courtney, I think, is finally going to pay off. But Wilson comes back though. Good ride from the youngster. Courtney knows every inch of this Sheffield track. And it would be a great ride from John Wilson if he could stay in second place. James Greaves almost unnoticed wins it. John Wilson, I think, it's second place on the line. Sean Courtney at third place. Just couldn't get up there. But 4-2 might actually be a better result for the Tigers, Mike.
It is indeed. I was thinking that just as they came over. I don't think that was in Sean's mind, but I agree with you. It was a very good ride by John Wilson as well. Promising lad.
So it's 27 now to the Weir Tota Tigers, 21 to the CRADLEY Heathens. So they still can't use tactical substitutes for into heat number 9.
See you later, Ian.
Heat 9, it's Billy Hamill in gate number 1. Shane Bowes in gate 2. Steve Knott will be in gate 3. And David Walsh in gate 4. And obviously what we meant by a 4-2 in the last race being a good result for the Tigers was that had they taken the 5-1, we would have seen Greg Hancock or Simon Cross coming in the yellow helmet there. Billy Hamill flies off the line and has a look back. Round the first turn in front. Shane Bowes in second again, but once again the CRADLEY second string is at the rear. Shane Bowes takes up the chase. Shane always believes it's possible to pass. He's a long way back now though as Hamill really turns on the power. This season's really been the making of Billy Hamill. They once called him the new Bruce Penhall. I don't know if he's quite that yet, but he's very close now. Winner of a Grand Prix round, of course. And there you can see why, absolutely flying out in front. Tremendous style. Billy the Bullet, they call him. But Tigers comfortably share it again. And that 6-point gap as it is now stays the same.
Tigers still 6 ahead going into what could be a crucial heat number 10. In fact, every race is going to be crucial from now on. An inside gate searching to open his account, and it's important for CRADLEY Heath that he does score some points. That's Jonathan Forsgren. Next to Jonathan in blue, it's Sean Courtney, who struggled out the gate tonight. Simon Cross, 2 wins out of 2. He goes in gate 3, and it's Duki Ermolenko on the outside gate. It looks like Jonathan Forsgren's got a better start this time. It's Ermolenko who leads to the first corner. Simon Cross at the back, I think. Sean Courtney trying to come through to put pressure on the Swede in second place. Simon Cross on the outside. Forsgren then Courtney on the inside gate. But it's Cross has come round to second place. Going to be quite hard to split this race, I think. But Courtney coming up inside Forsgren now. Tuki Ermolenko in front. Simon Cross chasing him, trying to put some pressure on Ermolenko. You really can't believe that Simon Cross got nothing last time he was here in the Knockout Cup, Mike.
Sorry, I
Can't believe Simon Cross got nothing in his last visit.
Amazing, he looks absolutely superb out there.
I think it's going to go round Ermolenko here. Cross cutting back, Ermolenko kept the speed on when he's just in the lead. Ermolenko I think is just going to hold on, but fantastic effort from Simon Cross. A 3-3 at the end of that. Another thrilling race, and really excellent ride from Simon Cross there.
Superb. Well, there's dirt there now, and it gave him a chance to have a run round the outside, and it makes the racing all the much more exciting. Terrific. Heat number 11, Jesper Olsen gets the inside gate here. A couple of thirds for Jesper so far. Scott Smith's on gate 2, he's achieved absolutely nothing for the Heathens. In gate 3 it's Mick Powell who's made a very good comeback, but he'd have to do exceptionally to catch the man in gate 4. Greg Hancock there has 2 victories from his 2 rides so far. But certainly Charlie Ermolenko getting in amongst the Heathens heat leaders now after Greg Hancock beat him in heat 1, and that's making all the difference to the score for the Tigers. By Jesper Olsen, but Greg Hancock eases his way around the outside. And Mick Powell goes round Scott Smith. And the Heathens number 2 relegated miserably to the back again. At times Scott Smith can be a very useful rider, but showing absolutely nothing here. Tigers just have to avoid running into each other. Mick will be, I'm sure, aware of the fact that Jesper's in front of him there, and just taking it fairly cagey. This would not be an opportune moment for Jesper to fall off. What Mick and Jesper are doing is exactly what the Tigers want here. Greg Hancock miles in front, and Scott Smith really quite pathetic at the back. So the gap's still 6.
Heat number 12 now, and inside gate it's David Walsh, still searching for his first win of the night. Next to David it's James Greaves. It's Steve Knott for the Heathens. James Greaves goes off gate 3, and an outside gate it's Simon Cross. A relatively strong looking Tigers pairing, maybe have a wee chance against Simon Cross here.
Well, I think so. Simon's the most vulnerable, if you can call him that, of the Heathens heat leaders, and James has been gating well, you never know.
Simon Cross taking a while to settle down at the start. The referee holds the tapes. It looks like David Walsh is away first. David Walsh leads into the first turn. Simon Cross is coming around the outside, but it's the Tiger skipper who leads down the back straight. He'll have his work cut out though. Simon Cross showed in the last race how good he is from the back. He's holding a tight line here. David Walsh, his mid-track line. So it's Walsh who leads after one lap. Cross on the inside, is he going to come through? David Walsh keeping the power on. And there's a bit more like it from David Walsh, keeping the power on, riding mid-track as he does. The Cross isn't too far behind him. David Walsh can hold on, and the Tigers can get a 4-2 here. It's not a bad result because Heathens can't use tactical substitutes. There's Hamill and Hancock are in the next race anyway. So this is looking like a much better ride from David Walsh. James D is easily in third place. Simon Cross having a go in the last two corners, but it's David Walsh. An important victory for the Tigers. Simon Cross second, James Greaves third. That 4-2 means it's now 40 points to 32 and the Tigers are looking good now, Mike.
I think so. I think they've got a big enough lead. Even if they lost a fiver in the next race, I'd still fancy them to win the match. Well, Heat 13 in a really hot race, as Heat 13 often is. And I think if Tigers can avoid losing a 5-1 here, I think you can say they're nearly home. The man on the inside gate, though, is Greg Hancock, and he hasn't dropped a point yet. In gate 2, it's Charlie Ermolenko, who's beaten both Hamill and Cross. In gate 3, it is Billy Hamill. And in gate 4, it's Jesper Olsen, and it would be a bit of a surprise if Jesper pulled something out the bag here, but you never do know with him. It's the sort of race he likes to do well in. Charlie Ermolenko actually at the back with Jesper Olsen in third, and difficult to see how Charlie could do much from there. His best chance is that the Heathens team ride and go a bit slower than perhaps they otherwise might, but somebody's bike's stopping and it's Hancock, and that's that. The match is over. Well, don't like to see that kind of thing really, but it's part of the game. I think the 5-1 was in the bag there. I think, as I said after the last race, probably it would still have been Tigers' match. It will allow technical substitutes in the next race, of course, so how do you see that working out, Ewan? Is that actually maybe almost to the Heathens' benefit?
It doesn't really make much difference, because they can cut the gap back to 4 points if they get a double tactical the next one. So.
Well, they would have probably lost the next race. Something may depend on what's happened to Greg Hancock's bike, of course. That might be part of the procedure as well.
So Heat 14, there's still the match isn't over. A 5-1 here would cut it back to 4 points. So inside gate it's Mick Powell. Next to Mick in the white helmet, tactical substitute Greg Hancock. Shane Bowes goes off gate number 3, and on the outside gate another tactical substitute, that's Billy Hamill. Cradley will be hoping that Greg Hancock's bike goes for 4 laps this time. But it's producing quite a lot of smoke there. It looks like Mick Powell who's away first. There's Powell, Hamill trying to come round Powell down the back straight, but it's Mick Powell who's fought back and he's just leading into the third corner. Mick Powell on the inside, Billy Hamill on the outside. But it's Mick Powell down the home straight and Shawfield are up. Powell in front, Hamill on the outside, Hancock on the inside. Looks like Greg Hancock is going to put the challenge in here. But it's Mick Powell. What a comeback for injury this would be. It's still Mick Powell in front, going into the third lap. The Cradley riders almost queuing up to pass him, but Mick's still there. It's Billy Hamill now, and hard inside Mick Powell. Mick with as good an inside line right there as you'll get, and he shuts the door there. Into the last lap, it's still Mick Powell in front, Billy Hamill walking back. Powell keeping the drive on, Hamill lifts, and that's it, surely the Tigers man's away here. A fantastic Speedway race, and what a comeback for Mick Powell. He wins it, and Shirley wins the match as well for the Tigers. The 3-3 keeps him 8 points ahead, and 2 Grand Prix riders in one race. That's not a bad scalp for Mick Powell.
Amazing effort. Billy Hamill congratulating him there on the back straight. He really had to fight because both the Heathens had a nibble at him, but they couldn't get through. Heat number 15, and all Tigers need from this race is 2 points to clinch victory. You've got to fancy them to get that. It'll be Simon Cross going from gate 1. He's ridden very well indeed. Gate 2, it'll be Shane Bowes. Gate 3, Jonathan Forsgren. And Mick Powell, the hero of heat number 14, goes from gate 4. You'd certainly expect Simon Cross to make the start off gate 1, but what's Forsgren going to do? That's the big question mark. Tigers, just one of the Tigers needs to beat him to clinch victory over the Heathens. Cross has made the gate. Forsgren's made a good start too, but Mick Powell's going around him, I think, and Shane Bowes has come up the inside. It could be Tigers that take the 5-1. Well, a tremendous first bend by the Tigers pair there. Cross trying to come back. He's pushed Mick Powell out of second, and Forsgren's back through as well, but Shane Bowes leads the way. And the two Heathens just about colliding there. Bowes has got a fair lead now. All he has to do is prevent both Tigers, Heathens passing him. Mick Powell's coming back. Forsgren spotted that, but he's drifted into Cross's path there. They're not getting anywhere near Bowes. Forsgren holds it tighter this time. Cross can't get in a challenge. The track's slicker now. He was most impressive when it was deep early on. The track's been very good tonight, but it's gone a bit dusty now. And Shane Bowes is going to clinch victory in this excellent match for the Weir Toyota Tigers, with a victory there. Moves the Tigers on to 49 points. They've lost the bonus, but they've won the match, and I'm sure they'd have settled for that before the match started.
So with the 2 points safely in the bag, it's just for the Weir Toyota Tigers, it's just pride at stake in heat 16. The inside gate, it's Charlie Ermolenko. Next to Charlie in gate number 2, in the white helmet, it's Greg Hancock. David Walsh goes off gate number 3. And after a slow start, he's managed to work his way into heat number 16 somehow. In the outside gate, it's Billy Hamill. David Walsh might find himself sandwiched somewhat from gate number 3, but an inside gate, Charlie Ermolenko might just have a chance of beating these Americans one more time tonight. Hancock leading down the back straight. Ermolenko's second. David Walsh has come off at the back. He's struggling to get off the track. The red lights are on. The referees said all 4 can come back for the rerun of heat number 16. So the rerun of heat 16, again the line-up, Ermolenko has got 10 points from 4 rides, he's in gate 1. Greg Hancock, 10 paid 11 from 5, he goes in gate number 2. David Walsh with 6 paid 9 from 4, he goes in gate 3, and an outside gate with 13 points from 5, Billy Hamill. Hancock again coming up the inside, he's so good at that in the first turn, he moves into second place. Just seems to turn the corner tighter than anybody else, Greg Hancock. But Billy Hamill goes slews wide, but he's just so fast, he's still well in the lead. Once these two men get in front, other than when one of them stops, you really can't see him being beaten. From Hancock. The 2 Tigers left trailing a long way behind them. They're certainly as fine a spearhead as any team could hope for.
Magnificent riders, great to watch, everybody enjoys them.
Charlie Armolenko's stopped in third place. So it's an untroubled 5-1 in the last race for Hamill and Hancock. Makes the score probably a fairer score, a bit closer. 50 points to 46, and it was certainly as close as that tonight. David Walsh got third place. A thoroughly entertaining match, and two of the best riders you'll see anywhere in Speedway. And I think Tigers will be well happy to just see off the challenge of the CRADLEY Heathens tonight.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't